Alright, y'all. In this video, I just want to talk about first of all, last video I made was a Rizz video about main Jojos and their Rizz, who's got the best Rizz. And I was reading, I always read my comments. I read every single comment I get. And one comment from Scout Week, I can't pronounce his last name, sorry, but he commented Part 3 The World Unspoken Rizz, Part 7 The World Sexual Harassment. And when I saw that, I was like, that gives me a good idea. So shout out to that guy for commenting and giving me an idea. Just gonna use that one. But this video I'm gonna be talking about JoJo villains and which JoJo villains have unspoken Rizz or just Rizz or sexual harassment. Now, this video, that's a wild title. That's a wild title. A lot of my videos, I have a couple of different ideas that are just like so out there and they're definitely inappropriate. But I just want to make this video because it's stupid. Now, Part 1 Dio. I'll talk about him first. Part 1 Dio. That bastard. Okay, this guy, Part 1 Dio, that's an easy sexual harassment right there. He's just blatant sexual harassment. The dude was not even an adult yet. I think he was like a teenager at that point when he grabbed the girl and forcefully kissed her and was like, I stole your first kiss. And I was like, Jesus, that's blatant just sexual harassment. Now, that's not to say Part 1 Dio doesn't Rizz anyone up, but from what I remember, the only people who he was rizzing up were his little friends or whatever, really. I mean, he probably could have rizzed up any of those guys, but I don't remember him rizzing up no girl like that. And to be honest, I don't think he cares about that at that point. But sexual harassment for Part 1 Dio, that's easy. Part 2, the Pillarman. Now, the Pillarman, I don't remember the Pillarman ever having any need for pleasure or anything like that. There's a word for it, but I don't remember the Pillarman ever being like, man, I just want to fuck somebody's ass. Like, I don't remember that from the Pillarman, you know. And I don't remember them. I do remember a Pillar Woman. I remember a Pillar Woman in the show. I remember that. I remember seeing one. So, and obviously the Pillarmen, I don't think they're like, they probably reproduce in the regular, you know, way that mammals reproduce or whatever. So I would assume like the Pillarmen do maybe Rizz, and that's not to say I never seen Rizz anyone up in the show, or I don't remember seeing it in the manga either. I don't remember the Pillarmen rizzing no one up like that. I do remember AC/DC reverse Rizz over there, bruh. Boys got the reverse Rizz. He was the girl who was trying to Rizz Caesar up, and he like took control over Suzy Q's body or whatever. That was really funny. But I don't think the Pillarmen were rizzing anyone up, and I don't think they were sexually harassing anyone. Maybe AC/DC, because he was like, I do not think Suzy Q would let that guy like kind of make all those movements and like take control of her body like that. So I don't know. I'll give AC/DC sexual harassment, but I will give Wamu and Cars unspoken Rizz, because those two guys are definitely they can definitely Rizz up a lot of people. Not gonna lie, they probably can. But you can just not give them anything, because we don't really see them Rizz anyone up or even do anything with girls like that, to be honest. But AC/DC, I'm sorry, but even though you can Rizz people up, I'm gonna have to give you the sexual harassment right there with Part 1 Dio. My bad, AC/DC. After the Pillarman is Part 3's Dio. Part 3's Dio, I mean, I think he's both. Now, this guy, I mean, you saw what he was trying to do, and he was trying to do to Avdol. I mean, we saw what he was trying to do to him, man. You know what he was gonna do to him. And I guess like Part 3 Dio is like, I think it's the same, or like around the same time as like Part 6 Dio, so I'll kind of like combine them a little bit. So And Dio, I know a lot of people be like, yo, Dio wasn't trying to rizz up Poochie, man. What are you talking about, man? Look at that. Yeah, I know, but I mean, he probably could have. I mean, and the amount of people he was risen up in part 3. I mean, you got like Mariah, you got all these other guys, Vanilla Ice or whatever. You got all these guys that he's just risen up, and these people were just like, you know, Mariah was like, Joseph, you know, you look good, but Dio, you know, that's just Dio, you know, she's gonna have to go with Dio. So I'm just like, I think part 3 Dio was risen up a lot of people. He had so many girls too, like he had so many guys too, because the guy, I'm pretty sure Dio's bisexual, so he was like, I don't know if he was taking it or if he was giving it, but he was going crazy, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna have to give him both, because for one, those like flesh buds, that come on now, bruh. Come on now. That has to, I don't believe he never did anything else with like the flesh buds. I don't believe he never like took control. That could be like, you never know, but like I'll give him like only Rizz. I'll give him the Unspoken Rizz. Because I'm not gonna just make allegations and you know, assumptions like, oh, he was doing that because he can. Like, just because he can do it doesn't mean he did. So I'll just give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll give this guy who's been known before, you know, sexually harass people, the benefit of the doubt. Okay, so we'll give him the Unspoken Rizz. Now, after part 3 Dio is Yoshikage Kira. Yoshikage Kira is just both. Okay, I changed my mind about part 3 Dio. I'll just give him the benefit of the doubt. Sure, he's just whatever. He's just Rizz, Unspoken Rizz. But Kira, I'm gonna have to give Kira both, because one, the dude took over Kosaka Kawajiri's body and was risen up his wife, who had no interest in him. He took like, he had the same looks as him too, like everything was the same. He just took someone who she was like, oh, I do not like this guy at all, you know, he's my husband, I do not like him. Next thing you know, she's like, oh, I'm in love with him. So he rizzed her up, like, just like, that's crazy. Like, he rizzed her up. He just took a family marriage and was just like brought it back up. And sexual harassment, I mean, like, come on now, bruh. Do I even have to explain? Like, the dude, like, come on now, bruh. I don't even have to explain why he's gonna be both. All right, truly, like, this guy is a menace. He's truly a menace. So that's an easy both for Yoshikage Kira. After Kira is I'll count Doppio and Diavolo, or Diavolo, I don't know. I think I say it wrong sometimes, but I'll count those two as the same. Now I will say Doppio. I remember Doppio part 5. I'm a little fuzzy about. I remember it, but I remember, you know, he's got a kid. Trish, you know, he's got the kid, so he definitely had to have rizzed up that girl, the wife. I am so fuzzy about Doppio's background, man. So I'm just gonna give him, like, sure, we'll just give him Rizz, because I never remember, you know, Doppio or Diavolo just like trying to, you know, sexually harass anyone. I just don't remember that. I mean, I remember Bucciarati, you know, doing that to Giorno. You know, he's like, I taste of a liar, you know, like, whatever, okay. But I don't remember, I just don't remember that with Diavolo, whatever, or Doppio. But he obviously gets the Rizz because he's got a kid. He rizzed up the wife. I think he killed her. Pretty sure he did, but it's besides the point. Rizz for him. Now, after part 5, part 6, Poochie. Okay, Poochie is kind of weird, man, because he's a priest. He's like, I'm pretty sure he's like of abstinence, or, you know, whatever, or he doesn't do anything with that stuff. But for one, Dio and him, I know everyone's gonna be like, hey, they never did anything, they were just really good friends. that could be the case. You know, I'm not gonna make any assumptions on those two in this video. I'm not gonna be like, ah, you're doing that, you're doing that. You know, you met him when he was like, how old? I think he was 15. I forgot, but he was not 18 or older. And I don't know how, I think they were in a different country, so I don't know what the age of consent is there. So you know, whatever. But I don't think Dio did anything. But when they were laying on the bed, you can't look at me and be like, yo, why are you suspecting anything? Like, I'm just observing, you know, I'm just taking in the details. I'm just looking at him on the bed, you know, just chilling together. Poochie over there with his shirt a little up, you know. I'm very observant of these things, so I'm just like, oh, whoa. But I'm not gonna throw any shade on Dio. I'm not gonna throw shade on him. I do that enough. So I'll just say, well, for one, Poochie's not sexual harassment. I don't ever remember him doing anything weird with anyone. He definitely took advantage of people, but nothing really sexual like that, to be honest. So I'm gonna have to give him a none. I think he'll be like a none on the list. I mean, you could give him Rizz because, not gonna lie, he could Rizz up. The dude was like not a bad looking guy. He was definitely a good looking guy, and he was very. I can see people. I can definitely see people getting Rizzed up by Poochie, but he's a priest. He's absent. He's not doing that. He's doing it for, you know, he's doing it for mankind or whatever. So I don't think he would get any, but I guess you could give him Rizz. So that's Poochie. After part 6 is part 7's Funny Valentine. Now, Funny Valentine, I don't even think I have to explain what he tried to do to Lucy. So, you know, it's just, we'll just, because he got a wife, so, and just, I don't even have to explain, really. Like, the dude tried to, I'm pretty sure he tried to rape her, so it's just, oh my god, that's not even a question. I think that's just beyond sexual harassment at that point. So that's just okay, you know, whatever him, like. And I love Funny Valentine. I think he is like one of my favorite villains of all anime. I just like, there's so much about him that I just like, you know. And I definitely think there's been a lot of different videos about him, but I'm not gonna get into it with his in his beliefs. But all I'm gonna say is that I think that he's just written really well for just to paint him as a sociopath, but he also does believe in his country, but in such a weird way, because he doesn't have like the citizens' best interests at heart. He doesn't. You know, the dude has called people like scum and stuff like that. So his goals to make America the greatest country in the world is less about that, and I feel as though it's more about him trying to make himself to a position of power. But that's just how I see it. I mean, I feel like a lot of people have different takes on it, but that's what I think. I think he's a really cool character. He can be kind of like hard to like analyze sometimes. It's just hard to explain him, you know. He's definitely a weird character. I'm not too good at analyzing, but I mean, I don't even have to put him. We don't have to talk about the Rizz or sexual harassment with that bastard, man. I mean, we are just come on now, dude. Come on now, bro. And after him is part 8's Toru. Again, I say this every video, man. Every video. I didn't read part 8, you know. Every video, I have to say that. And it's just, I don't know if Toru is like a bastard, or like if he tried to rape someone, or just like just whatever, but I didn't read part 8, so I don't know. You know, I don't know what Toru is capable of or what he has done, if he's just risen up. And it's so funny that like this video went from just like a silly funny like ha ha ha, you know, sexual harassment Rizz to like Jesus Christ, like this is pretty deep, or like whatever. But Toru, I don't know if he's like a Rizz or sexual harassment kind of guy. So just tell me in the comments what he would do. I guess I don't mind spoilers, but I guess you should like put spoiler warning in your comments, so if other people go to your comment, you know, and see, you know. But that's gonna be it for this video. I do like talking about him though, so in the comments just tell me where you put Toru to. But that's gonna be it for this video, y'all. Peace.